This morning we woke up to something quite special out here on the Wonderland Trail. The sun was out and the rain and fog were gone. Finally, after spending the last 3 days in crappy weather, we were able to see everything that was around us, and boy was it glorious. Morning from my tent here on the Wonderland Trail, day 9. I don't even know what day of the week it is. And that's when you know when you're having a good trip, is when you forget what day of the week it is, because it doesn't matter. But today is day 9, and we camped at Indian Bar last night. So we had a 6.7 mile day from Nickel Creek to Indian Bar, and it was socked in with fog all day long. So when we were going through Cowlitz Divide, we didn't see any views, but it still was really cool. Like the meadows were super moody and flowers were out, so it was really beautiful. Before we went to bed, we did see the fog clear out of the basin here in Indian Bar. So we knew this morning that we would wake up and it would be clear and amazing views, and it was. So today we only have 4.4 miles to go to Summerland, and that will be our last night on the Wonderland. It's crazy. I can't believe we've been out here for 9 days. I mean, I could be out here for another 9 days and be totally happy. Good news, more good news, is that there's not a cloud in the sky, so there's going to be a ton of views today, which is awesome because we have a lot of climbing to do. We're going to go up to the highest point on the Wonderland Trail, which is Panhandle Gap, which I think is 6,700 feet or 6,800 feet. I can't remember. And we'll get to see Rainier. We haven't seen Rainier in a few days, so I'm really excited about that. But this morning, because we have such a low mileage day and we're going from one epic campsite to another, we are just taking our time. We're all still in our tents. We're waiting for the sun to hit our tent site so everything can dry out. We're going to cook breakfast and take a lot of pictures and just really enjoy being out here. It's beautiful. We had another leisurely morning in camp since we only had 4 miles to hike today to our next tent site, which would be Summerland. After breakfast and packing up camp, we headed over to the group site to check out the shelter again, this time without all the fog. I really wanted to see the view from the privy now that all the clouds had lifted. Was back on trail. We'd have a bit of climbing to do, but we were about to see some of the most beautiful parts of this entire trail. was here during our break where we met a couple new friends. We all started calling ourselves Team Summerland since we were all camping at Summerland later on that evening. Why don't you introduce yourself then?
I'm Gary. We're doing the Wonderland in 12 days, and up until we started this, I had a total of 10 days in the backcountry. So, yeah, I'm a more than double my experience on this trip. So,
Nice.
yeah.
And I'm Doug. Kind of the same story. I backpacked a bit, mostly like hunting, but other than that, yeah, it's fun.
Nice.
That's Sog.
That's Sog.
Who is slowly standing up.
He's just some guy I met on the
If that
internet.
sticks, I'm gonna really be pissed.
got your trail name.
It really is someone that we just met on the internet.
Okay.
But if we can do it, you can do it.
Yeah!
The hike up to Panhandle Gap, which is the highest point on the Wonderland Trail at 6,781 feet, felt otherworldly. I loved it. Made it to the top of Panhandle Gap, 6,800 feet, the tallest point on the Wonderland Trail. Here's Rainier. There's where we just came from. And there's my trail family. Yes. Fell on the rocks up there on my outside thigh. It really hurts. But I didn't fall down the mountain, so that's a bonus. We made a pit stop at this mountain pool to soak our feet. This water was nice and cold and perfect for this hot section. After our pit stop, we continued on down the trail into Summerland. Poor U-Haul's tent seemed to take a different shape by the end of our trip. Since this would be our last official night on the Wonderland Trail, and I was quite hungry, I decided to have 2 dinners. My first dinner was my dehydrated backcountry spaghetti. And my second one was a ramen beef soup courtesy of Right on Track. Both were quite delicious. After dinner, we went down near the trail to watch the sunset on Mount Rainier. What a perfect way to end our last night on trail.